right, guys, let's get started on today's reading and see what uplifting, beautiful messages Spirit may have for my beautiful Aquas. First card up, we have Judgment. Okay, so looking at this layout, first card, Judgment. Judgment is a reawakening, like following a calling or a realignment, or even a calling for a realignment. All right, and then in the middle, I'm just going to get a feel for the energy of this middle card, and I feel like this is a clearing of spiritual blockages, along with the Fool, which encourages bold steps and embracing change. So this layout is super powerful, guys. I'm also feeling that this had something to do with your slumber last night, in your sleep, while you were asleep last night. The universe orchestrated a massive realignment in your favor, a dismantling, if you will, of spiritual blockages. So those of you who have been dealing with blockages and that feeling that you just can never get ahead, okay, this is what happened in your sleep last night. A total dismantling of spiritual blockages that have for far too long been weighing you down. You actually received divine downloads, and your path has been repositioned toward abundance and light. What a beautiful, uplifting message for my beautiful lights today. We're going to go into this golden deck and see what other messages Spirit may have for us. Okay. All right, first card up is the Queen of Cups. Ooh, with the King of Cups alongside. So something very positive is going to happen. I feel like with this Page of Wands, maybe throughout the week, within a week's time, I'm going to say. All right, this is going to be something very positive. This is going to touch families. This is going to touch husbands, wives, children. Something very positive is going to, ooh, I'm liking that. All right, so Spirit is saying that it has strong financial ties and vibes. I heard strong financial ties and strong financial vibes with this Ten of Pentacles. This is a lot culminating for Aquas. This is a very powerful reading today, guys, with what I just gave you. Okay, so we just heard about something that happened in your sleep last night, a realignment, if you will, a change in negativity going away in your life, total realignment of the soul. All right, and with that, I see 10 of Cups next to the 7 of Wands. So you are already in your authentic selves. A lot of you have done the work. A lot of you have worked hard, and I see it bringing in a ton of happiness. Okay, so again, this is going to touch on family matters. All right, financial abundance. All right, I'm picking up on someone who is having, unfortunately, a tower moment today. If this is you and you want to comment below, just keep it short. I like to read all my messages. I also offer readings. So if you're having a tough time and you need to bounce some things off of me, or you just want some answers, things going on in your life, I offer a lot of services, but you know, times are tough, so I'm also offering a $20 reading. For those of you interested, you can click on the description below the video. All right, but the person who's having this tower moment, this has to do with someone in your life that you do have a commitment with currently. There happens to be a lot of chaos with this scenario right now. It has something to do with a masculine. And I feel that this person in your life basically pays the bills, takes care of everything, or takes care of a lot of things. Not to say you don't take care of anything, but basically makes the house, go, like paying bills, in other words, taking care of the bills, maybe makes more money than you do. And so there's something happening here. I don't know quite what it is for you, but you are experiencing this Tower moment and a lot of chaos in this relationship. I'm going to try to get more. Yeah, your heart is breaking. Your heart is breaking for some reason. What your heart wants is balance. Okay, your heart is wanting balance, and there's some kind of setback or heartbreak involved in this relationship where you're feeling alone. All right, so this person might be making you feel, or you might be feeling ignored, I should say, right now by your person. And also, I don't see you as someone needy at all. You're very independent, and you do well on your own. So it's not a feeling like you need someone in your life to make a go of things. It just so happens that your person is right now taking care of a lot, and maybe you laid back a little bit. So maybe you got comfortable and laid back. So you might be second guessing whether or not this relationship is serving you for your betterment. But you're now in a situation where you have to take the time and get back on your feet. That is going to bring in the balance either way, because psychologically you might be feeling that you sat back a little bit, so you don't have the means right now to move forward. But you do have the means. It's within you to go get the means. So it really is a matter of understanding whether or not this relationship is bringing in happiness and balance to your life, okay? Because either way, you are going to be okay, Aquarius, because of who you are, because you're independent, because you're strong, and because the most important thing to you is your peace, right? So if you don't have peace, there's not very much left. All right, but you are wanting to grow. You're not a person who's getting ready to sit back and stay stagnant and just feel like things aren't working and stay in that scenario. So you are someone who is going to make a decision for yourself. And I do see a lot of growth. You have a lot of personal growth left to go. It doesn't mean, in other words, it doesn't matter how old you are. So if you're in a situation like this and you're in your 50s or 60s or 70s, it does not matter, okay? What matters is your happiness. So I am seeing that you are a very giving Aquarius. I already know that about you. I am also seeing that there's good news coming regarding something that you want to do for somebody, or something you've always wanted to do that you've thought about in the past, an idea of yours. It has to do with giving back. It has to do with helping others. And I do see you've been holding on to this idea because you've not been in a position to fulfill it. But there is going to come a time in the very near future where I see you as a humanitarian, which is who you are, and I do see you able to help your families and your communities with this Six of Pentacles. You could see you are the giver. You are giving people that are in need, and you see this person in this depicts a scale, so evening the playing field, I might add, and humanitarian work. So this is for those of you who are understanding what I'm saying, and those of you who've always had this dream. All right, I see the Six of Swords over here. It looks like we're moving toward this now, okay? And I do see this is security. The Seven of Pentacles is just taking a look, standing back, looking at what you've built and feeling very much at peace, very secure, and not having to worry about your finances anymore. So this is coming in the near future. This is also something you've been holding on to and wanting. All right. And we have the Fool. All right, the Fool's coming up again, guys. The Fool is, it was in the reading in the beginning. The Fool is about encouragement, taking bold steps, and re-embracing change, okay? So you might be a person who does embrace change, but this tells us that there's a lot more change coming. And these changes are nothing to be afraid of, because it looks like they're going to be extremely positive with the Sun next to this Fool card, okay? So the Sun tells us that you're going to see opportunity galore. Doors are going to open to you, all right? And this comes after a period of time of defensiveness and stuckness, okay? And that it's coming in super fast now, okay? So you can expect these changes, guys, especially those of you who went to sleep last night and woke up feeling like you're in a completely different timeline. You know, that is happening for a lot of you. And if you're feeling this way, please comment below the video and put feels like different timeline, or just put timeline, and I'll know what you're talking about. Guys, if you're still with me and you like the channel, it would help me tremendously. Please like and subscribe. And all right, let's continue. And thank you so much in advance for that. All right, 5 of Wands, okay, with the Queen of Wands. All right, so this is deep. This is deep rooted. This is a feminine today who is very disappointed in someone. All right, I feel like this is someone, this could be romantic. It's leaning toward romance. So your person definitely did something that disappointed you and also made you lose trust. Okay, so you could see here that the 7 of Swords is usually about something sneaky, something underhanded, something that this person who, you know, approached you and wanted you and was offering you their cup and made you think they had something good in mind for you, your betterment at heart, okay? And you had expectations, which it looks like you're now feeling stuck about it, lukewarm about this relationship in the moment. You might be feeling a lot of inner conflict as to what to do. All right, so let's continue on with this reading. 3 of Cups with the Star. Okay. The 3 of Cups can represent a lot of different things, but in this particular layout, it does represent happier times coming with this new beginning. Spirit is saying there are things going on in the background that you're unaware of, good things, positive things that are going to give you a new chance in life, a new start, a new beginning, all new positive things coming in. All right, I feel an announcement coming in again. All right, lot of times, a lot of readings we've done with this announcement. All right, there have been many announcements since, announcements of importance, but this one is going to touch you personally. You are going to feel this personally. So instead of hearing the good news that doesn't actually affect, you know, us individually, you know, like, you know, some money in our pocket, perhaps a stimulus check, or something positive that is going to, you know, make us feel individually like our lives are better. Okay, I do see an announcement coming in for Aquarius, for all actually, that is going to enhance and touch your life and make you feel like you're going to want to celebrate. It's going to be a celebratory time. And there's more to this, okay? There's more to this that is for Aquarius. personally. And I feel like this is one of the things that is currently hidden. All right. I don't know what it is, but I feel like has been telling me for months that Aquarius is going to be special and specific when it comes time to receiving gifts. Okay, so if you have received any type of gift, Aquarius, I want to know about it. Okay, if you've done something kind, something, just a small gesture of kindness, and the next day or the day after that, you received a check in your mailbox or some type of unexpected gift, these things are connected. Okay, so you will be gifted for your kindness, and that's what 5D is based on now. Okay, when we move into 5D, every time we are kind to another person or we do something good, we're gonna be rewarded. And yeah, it's gonna be a reward system, just like when you were a kid and maybe your parents rewarded you for good behavior. But just think how, grand the world's gonna be if we're really, basing everything we do. I mean, we are going to want to receive, right? We are going to want to not just give, but receive. And knowing that when we give, we're going to receive, it's a no-brainer, okay? So that, to me, is what the fifth dimension is totally going to be based upon, all right? And that is what's going to change the world, all right? Now, we have the Lover's card here. So this is about love, I believe, guys, using your intuition. So for those of you who are single and have been thinking it would be really nice to have someone to go out to dinner with, to say, having someone to call you on the phone and say, hey, babe, how are you today? You want to go do something. I was thinking about you, that type of scenario, which some of you are truly missing at this point. Spirit is saying, get ready for an opportunity that's coming into play here. Okay, and this is going to be something that you're going to want to make this decision on when it comes in. It's going to be a no-brainer as far as the decision goes. Okay, and it's this Two of Swords is atop of the Three of Wands, which is a new beginning. Okay, so this is a new beginning for love for a lot of you who are thinking about love, actively thinking how nice it would be to meet someone. All right, and then to continue on, I have somebody's focusing today on spending time by themselves. And I feel like this is a burden. Something is burdening you, and when you feel burdened, you go into your cave. Okay, you like to be alone. You are focusing on spirit. Maybe you're sending out some prayers. Maybe you're in meditation. And when I say meditation, guys, it doesn't, when people hear the word meditation, they think right away like, oh, it's sitting in a certain position and, putting your hands a certain way and, thinking a certain way, closing your eyes. That is not always meditation. I mean, it is always meditation, but there are other types of things you can do. How do I want to word this? Meditation could be prayer. You're in a deep meditative state when you're praying and connecting to spirit. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. And this is what I'm getting from you. I'm getting that you are connecting to something extremely spiritual right now. It could be your higher self. It could be source. But this is why you like to spend time alone when you're feeling burdened. You like to think about how you want to resolve the issue or the problem. You are a deep thinker because you're an empath. You are a person who goes below the layers of the onion. Okay, so that gives you the ability to feel other people's feelings and emotions, and because you can put yourself in their shoes actually, and start peeling back that onion like, okay, this person must be feeling terrible, because this happened or they're going through this. And so you yourself are going to come out of this with some type of beautiful epiphany. All right, so I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles here. While you're in your cave, you feel, you know, like you're apart from everyone. You're disconnected, in other words, disconnected from people, places, things. But this is what you need to reach the other side and come out ahead. And I do see a beautiful justice coming in for you. This is going to have more repercussions, positive ones though, than you know. All right, because this whatever problem you're trying to resolve here, when you come out the other side, you're going to be in a new place. You're going to perceive things a little bit differently. And this change in your perception is going to be magnetic. It's going to be very meaningful as far as future decisions and the way you see things unfold in the future. Okay, if that's making sense to someone. All right, I am seeing, let me just take a look here, guys. This looks this is for somebody who's been with somebody for a really long time. All right, you've been with your person for a really long time. This is more about you. And I'm going to be as delicate as possible. If you're still with me, guys, hang in there, okay? Because this is for somebody needs to hear this today. All right? This person, and you have loved this person, but they're not good for you, and you know this, okay? You might have been with this person since childhood, or not been with them since childhood, but known them, been around them, or known them for years, been with them for years, something along that line. Okay, there is longevity here with this person. However, I don't know if this person was toxic to begin with or changed over the years. Okay, but you came to an understanding as of recently that it's time to go. All right, I do see you moving toward some other person. Okay, this person might not be waiting in the wings, but this person is, you are meant to be with this person here, that you are going to connect with this person. Okay, this is karmic. You are going to connect with this person, and they are going to bring in a whole new world for you that is going to be just bursting with positivity, love, just, you know, the only thing you're going to regret is that you didn't meet this person a long time ago. All right. But the thing I want to be delicate with you about is the reason you have stayed as long as you have with this toxic person has more to do with you and an insecurity of some type, or just a feeling that you didn't deserve better. Okay. This person didn't treat you well, but that's okay, because what matters is today, what matters is now. And I see that you have already made a decision in the back of your mind or the front of your mind that you are moving on. So, all right, guys, that is the reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow.